It's like a mini piezo type of siren. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Jay again with Compustar Audio. So today I want to talk about this 2022 Ford F350 Super Duty. This truck is awesome. It's the King Ranch. It's amazing. I love these trucks. The one thing that sucks about it though is it's very easily stolen. And this client knew that going into it, and the first thing he wanted to do was make sure it's protected. For a thief, they want to get in and out quickly, and they don't want to be heard or seen. So a factory alarm is good because it makes a bunch of noise, right? Well, the problem with that is it's very easy to override, because my mom, who is elderly, if she is driving this truck, she wouldn't, but if she was, she needs to be able to know how to disarm it if something goes off. So she would call Ford, or the Ford dealer or somebody, and say, hey, my alarm's going off, how can I disarm it? And they got to walk you through it pretty easily, right? So a thief knows that. The most common way to disarm a factory security system is putting the key in the door and turning the lock. So thieves know that, and if they open the door, if they pry that lock, it basically simulates unlocking the door. The vehicle doesn't have an impact sensor, so it doesn't know that someone punched the lock to do that, and now it's unlocked, and now they can get in and do whatever they want to program a new key and all that stuff. And that being said, with our system, it would protect from that. Because with our system, no matter what, if you don't disarm it with your fob here or with your phone, then it's going to set the security system off, and our security system is going to shut down the truck. So the way that happens is when you hit lock or unlock from our fob. So like with this truck, we did the T13. So this is pretty cool. It gives you an LCD two-way remote that's going to show you when you lock, unlock, and remote start the vehicle on the screen here. But it's also going to notify you when the security system is triggered. It's going to notify you on the fob as long as you're within range. It's also going to notify you on your phone. It comes with the basic DroneMobile. What we've done in this truck is we've actually upgraded to the DroneMobile XC dash camera. This dash camera is awesome. So with this, it's actually going to record when the security system goes off. It automatically starts recording. But the other thing that it does is it makes a loud noise with this inside. So this is it's like a mini piezo type of siren. So it's real loud and shrill. It's made to technically kind of disorient the person if they're in the car. I don't know if that actually works, but that's what they say. And then also out under the hood, we have our normal 128 decibel siren that we install. Okay, so the bottom line is if they break into it, the thing's making a bunch of crazy noises, which again, a thief doesn't want. But also he now has to worry about trying to disarm our aftermarket system. So he has to find the main control unit, which is this here, somewhere in the vehicle, and unplug it or try and override the system. There's a way to override the system, but you have to know how that's done, especially with this truck, because with this truck, it does have a push to start. And what we do with a lot of push to start vehicles is we actually lock out the button. So we lock that out so that they can't actually start the vehicle. So if our system is armed, our security system is armed, even if it's not triggered, you cannot start that car. Even if you have the factory fob, it will not start until you disarm our system. We also take it a step further, because with this one, we used what's called the KeyLocker. This is one of my favorite things that they've come out with in so long. So this, we actually take the factory fob and we put it in here. So he doesn't have to carry his keys anymore. He just carries our fob. Because let's face it, the newer keys with a push start vehicle, the fob is kind of big and bulky. So you don't want to add this onto it as well. Even though this is thin, it's still a lot of bulk. So what we do is we add a key locker, which is this here. Put your key fob in this, and how this works is when this is armed up, it basically removes the battery from the key. So again, I said we used like a battery wafer that's wired into this. So when you arm our system, or when it times out, because we put these on timers, because again, the key is obviously sitting in the car. When it times out, you can't start the vehicle, and it doesn't see a key fob anymore. So you can't lock and unlock the doors or any of that like you could if the key was there. From there, when you disarm our system, it opens up the transmission for your key and basically is like inserting the battery back into it. Now you can start the car and do all of that. But again, with the push start vehicle, we also lock that button out. So we wired up so that after 5 minutes, that button doesn't work. Even if you didn't arm our system, any of that, even if you didn't have the key locker and you had the factory fob, it will not start. It won't turn the ignition on or anything until you disarm our system. So it works really, really well. We've done several of these. We do a ton of Mopar vehicles. Like I said, on this Super Duty, we're doing it on this as well. So it works really well. So on top of that, we're adding a glass break sensor, which is a microphone that's tuned to the frequency of glass shattering. So if they try and break a window, it would still set the security system off. What so many people don't realize is they're not throwing a brick through your window or taking a baseball bat to it. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll just insert a flathead screwdriver into the side of the window frame and just pry on it until that glass shatters. It's putting so much pressure on the glass that it actually breaks the glass, but it would never set off most security systems because there's no physical impact. So at that point, they can climb in and they can, as long as they're careful, they wouldn't set off a security system. But with ours, it's going to go off automatically. As soon as that window breaks, the glass sensor is going to trigger our security system and our security system is going to go off. The cool thing is, again, with this remote, it's going to notify you as long as you're within range. If you're not in range though, the Drone XC dash camera has already started recording and is sending a video to the cloud, and you're getting notified on your phone so you can see what's going on. So it's super cool, and it also gives you a huge amount of protection over the vehicle. On this one, it is a truck, so it sits up a little higher. We also did a tilt sensor on there. If it sees 1 degree of inclination shift from where the sensor is at, it would set the security system off as well. So I really, really like this system. We do, like I said, we do a ton of them. With the KeyLocker, it's super nice, it's super convenient. You also get a small keypad. Now this Ford truck has a keypad on the door, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot. But again, you would still have to carry your fob or something. So like for me, when I go mountain biking and things like that, I don't want to carry all that stuff. So now you have a pad that you can put inside windshield, and then you can type in a code. And then that code disarms our system too. The cool thing with this is through the drone app, you can set up guest pins. You rent your car out on Turo, or you lend it to a friend. You can set up a guest pass. So you can set this up and they can enter a pin in. And then you can also lock that pin out. So let's say you let your kid drive your truck and you gave them a pin and they're not home on time. Well, cool, you can basically lock that pin out, so you can erase that pin so it doesn't work anymore. And then through the drone app, it has GPS tracking if you pay for that. And so now you can go see where your son is at if you wanted to. You don't have to do all that, but it's nice to have that feature. So again, worst case scenario, let's say they do somehow still get the truck. The alarm's going off, they put it on a rollback, they don't care, and they take off. Well, again, with the drone system, you're able to track that vehicle. Even if you never subscribe to the GPS tracking, and then your car gets stolen and you're like, crap, I want to track it, you can do it right then. You can add that subscription on. We do security systems to protect your vehicle more so than what your factory alarm system does. You should stop down, give us a call, check us out on ColumbusCarAudio.com, our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and you can also always call us. You can call either location. We have a store in Columbus on Morris Road, about a mile west of Easton, and then we have a store in Reynoldsburg on Main Street. Give us a shout or stop by anytime. Thanks, guys.